Danger Talk.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? We are back for the second episode. We are the Danger Kings. We have Trike and we have Julian, who is a piece of shit and won't stop making faces. So you don't need to see his face today. Julian, are you gonna play nice now?
Always.
Okay, all right, we're bringing him back.
I can hear him.
So
I can hear him wearing the mask.
son of a bitch. All right, so Trike, I'll let you take this one away while this asshole does whatever he's doing.
A few days ago, Marvel and Square Enix announced a new collaboration of Earth's mightiest heroes, the Avengers.
Oh, the Avengers, huh? This sounds like exciting news.
The Avengers project is the latest in Marvel's recent push to just not have garbage games being pushed out. It's not going to be tied to any specific movie, and then they're focusing on creating a new universe, which they first announced with the Spiderman game being enveloped by Insomniac.
Oh yeah,
makers of that one. What was that one Xbox game?
Sunset Overdrive, which was fantastic, and honestly, not a lot of people that I've talked to personally have given that game a try. It was a really good open world game with
I haven't, but now they're making
right. Okay,
they're making Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Telltale is making Guardians of the Galaxy. Capcom is making Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and then now we have Square Enix, well, specifically Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal making Avengers, some sort of Avengers game.
Now,
they didn't announce...
Right. They didn't announce what the game is, what type of game it is. Any speculation on what type of game they're making? I mean, with Eidos Montreal, their last game was Deus Ex, which bogged you down with microtransactions, so... But,
that was the revolution.
And Crystal Dynamics was, what, Tomb Raider? The last one, right? Is that... Okay. Yeah,
probably.
Most likely. Rise of the Tomb Raider, yeah. Which was a fantastic game, and it won Game of the Year from a bunch of publications as well. So they're the good part of it, and Eidos Montreal is probably just trying to horse armor you to death. So, I don't know. That's honestly, the studios that you mentioned, Trake, they're proven. They're proven. They've made good games. Crystal Dynamics, with putting new life into the Tomb Raider series, has honestly been fantastic. I've loved what they did with the Terminator reboot. Hell, even the first time they got the Tomb Raider license, when they started reworking Lara Croft into it and retelling the original stories, they were doing a good job already. So as of right now, Crystal Dynamics can do no wrong for me if they maintain that level of quality. Eidos Montreal with Deus Ex Human Revolution's pre-order debacle, and with just microtransactions up the ass. They are the part that worry me, but I feel that a lot of that came from the publisher being Square Enix. So that part's worrying. I don't want an Avengers game where it starts with Iron Man, the Hulk, and Thor, and to get the rest of them, you have to pay $5 per character. That
was Disney Infinity, and that died.
Yeah.
I think what you're most likely going to see, if anything, for microtransactions would be costumes.
Yeah.
Maybe like as far as microtransactions, costumes.
Yeah.
I don't see like Marvel going, hey, let's make these AAA games, make gamers recognize that Marvel's like a big push for games again, just like they used to be, and then just nickel and dime you for just like, oh, your web is now green.
Right. You can be Spiderman 2099 for $3.99. So
yeah,
or
voice pack.
Right, true.
Right, but what you're all not realizing is that Iron Man didn't ask for this, and neither did Adam Jensen. So that's already going to be a perfect tie-in. Adam will be there. He's going to fight them.
So, I don't know. Does this deal actually excite any of us? Honestly. Like
the Square Enix. Enix part specifically?
Yeah, the Square Enix part. Like the new Marvel games and Marvel focusing on having new games that aren't complete ass. They aren't a bunch of Spider-Man Dimensions or Shattered Dimensions. I think that's what it's called. That part's exciting.
It wasn't even complete shit. Like, it wasn't great, but it wasn't like Thor the game,
right? Or Iron Man the game, or
Thor 2 the movie, the actual movie.
Right. That was also balls. But yeah, no. What's the last Marvel game that I remember being fun was probably Ultimate Spider-Man. Honestly, it's probably the last one I legitimately enjoyed. After that, they either failed to grab me because they were boring, or we had the multiple Spider-Man games that were complete ass made by wasn't that an Australian company, I think? What was that? Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter because it's obviously that forgettable. And the movie tie-in games, like movie games, haven't been good since the Chronicles of Riddick game. So, I don't want a new movie property. They have this rich backstory of characters and this just giant world of like cool shit they can do. They don't have to use the movies as a crutch. We already, like, the general public has been introduced to all these sweet ass characters through the movies. Like, show them the comic side of it. Show them good bad guys and not Ronan the Accuser or
Hey, Ronan was the best Marvel bad guy so far in movies.
Wow,
that's not the Red Skull.
That's not Loki.
That's Red Skull and Ronan. I put it at the same level. They're both great.
Red Skull was actually threatening. Ronan was a space lawyer who had a big gavel. So,
in the comics, that's a dumbed down version of him. In the movie, he was just a guy. He was blue and with no motivation.
He had some motivation. He was a racist.
He wanted to make space great.
Yeah, that was his goal. I don't know. He didn't come off as like generic as any of the other ones. I mean, yeah, he was short lived, and they like wrapped up his whole story like every other Marvel enemy in any movie. But at the same time, he wasn't complete trash like everyone they've had recently. Like,
quickly name the Thor 2 bad guy.
Yeah, I can't because you know why? The Thor movies
the writers
trash.
Right.
Thank you.
What's weird about this is that they only they say it's the Avengers project. So I wonder if that who's in this Avengers? The teaser wasn't much. It kind of showed like the Hulk, or at least someone who wore glasses that smashed them. It showed Iron Man, Thor, Captain American.
Yeah.
So just like vanilla Avengers.
Yeah. And with the Crystal Dynamics and just the Square published game, my big worry is that
Red Hulk the video game?
No, none of the Avengers, the vanilla ones, are that interesting to play as in gaming form outside of Capcom's efforts, but that was a fighting game. Pretty much they can make anyone fun. But the Iron Man movie game was shit. The Thor game was shit. And using their powers wasn't fun. Flying around as Iron Man wasn't very fun.
The games weren't fun.
Captain America is... Like, I love the character, and I absolutely love him, and he's one of my favorite characters in comics, and his movies, I feel, are top-notch. But playing as him in a game, I could have very well been playing God of War with Xena, Warrior Princess's chakrams in place of his shield. So,
what games, though? Or what did you...
Just saying,
Captain America's actually interesting, because he does have more to him than just, hey, I'm super strong, or hey, I'm just generic.
Right, but what's been portrayed for him has just been a glorified beat-em-up for the most part.
All those characters could have interesting gameplay. Yeah, a movie tie-in wasn't great, but that doesn't mean all Iron Man games like, if you only played Shattered Dimensions, where you're like, oh, Spider-Man can't have a good game.
No.
He can't.
No, but Spider-Man has had... What?
What did you say?
He's just trolling, man. Because are you kidding me?
I didn't like any of the 3D Spider-Man games. The last one I enjoyed was Maximum Carnage.
Are you fucking kidding me? What about the ones made by Neversoft? You didn't like Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2?
No, I didn't.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I played them extensively as a child. I didn't really like them.
Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game?
No, I didn't play that one.
See, I didn't like that one because of Tobey Maguire's. I loved Ultimate.
No, I didn't play that one. I have not liked any of the 3D Spider-Mans. They've not interested me, so I've just like
Wait,
stayed
which
away
ones
from
have
them
you
pretty
played?
much.
If you didn't play the movie one or Ultimate, like the best in the series,
You played Separation Anxiety and Maximum Carnage.
I guess.
Those two were great. Those were amazing games.
Those were great.
I played all of the Neversoft ones. I played the shitty Tobey Maguire movie ones, which were not fun at all to me. And I just
You just said you didn't play 2 though.
I didn't play 2. I played the first one, and I didn't like
the
it.
first one was shit.
Yeah,
but like Tobey Maguire's voice acting took me out of his game.
You know what I did? The fucking
And no matter how good the gameplay was, the bad guys looked dumb, and it was Tobey Maguire's shit voice coming out of.
Play the Japanese version. He's voiced by the voice actor for Snake in Japan.
Okay, it sounds
It's
like
really-
that.
that's weird. Yeah, no, that's probably true. The voice actor for Snake has done lots of things.
Yeah,
See?
yeah.
No, but like I don't think it's fair to discount Captain America, who could have a very interesting gameplay mechanics, or just like a fun like beat 'em up style game,
But
or the Hulk,
the Hulk,
Iron Man,
right?
Black Widow, of course, has endless gameplay opportunities. She's just like
Scissor kick everyone.
Yeah, but just do flips.
Yeah, right.
Hawkeye,
We could actually have
just
Bring It
like
On the
Skyrim.
movie with Black Widow.
I hope it's don't like just keep like. Of course, you're gonna have Captain America, blah blah blah, like the ones that are in the movies, the ones everyone recognizes. Bring on someone like interesting though, or like make the gameplay interesting enough, just so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I think something with Thor.
I don't like Loki. I don't
Let's
find
get on
him
Tom
interesting at all.
Hiddleston.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
no.
Do you like anything related
Yeah,
to Marvel?
I do.
Holy shit! Go. What did you like?
I like Akio Atsuka, the Japanese voice actor of Snake.
Oh, also voice of Peter Parker, American movie Spider-Man.
Yeah, also voice of Peter Parker in American movie Spider-Man.
All right,
It's confirmed.
all right. So obviously the Crystal Dynamic Adios. There's no real news on. Hopefully it's a good game. Hopefully it's not microtransaction heavy. Until they release something else. I think it's a lot of hype news that's really not news. So
It's hard to get announced, just like to get excited just based off of that announcement. Like I am sure they could do something great with it. I'm sure they could show a game that would be fun. I would imagine it's going to be co-op of some sort, considering it's the Avengers. It shouldn't be like a solo adventure, but until we actually see something, it's just not as interesting as it could be.
Yeah. So not to interrupt you, but you mentioned other games that Marvel had on the lineup, like the Guardians of the Galaxy game that's being made by Telltale, who everyone might know from the excellent Walking Dead series, the mediocre Game of Thrones series. Yeah, that's right. It was boring.
Borderlands, Minecraft.
Borderlands, right. The Batman one that just wrapped up. Yeah. So Telltale, I feel, can do an amazing Guardian story. I don't want them to tie it into the movie too much, even though that trailer that they showed had Peter Quill's cassette tape.
Mm-hmm.
But the Guardians have such a untapped resource of stories and intergalactic stories too. So you're not gonna have Spider-Man, you're not gonna have Wolverine. You're gonna have new characters that we haven't seen before in other mediums. Just with just this new world. I mean, it's been a while since actually the Guardians movie came out. Since I've felt where Marvel is showing me something new and grabbing my attention. So the Telltale game, I think, will be the best new game of the bunch. I hope that they don't go with Thanos as the big bad in it, because Guardians have so many other just problems that they've had to deal with.
Annihilus. Maybe they can tie in Annihilus to it.
Yeah, right. Annihilus. They could do a lot more with the Nova Corps. There's just a lot that Telltale can do, and when Telltale actually is excited for a property, they really put everything into it. Like we saw that with Back to the Future, the game, the Walking Dead series, of course. Wolf Among Us, which I think is Telltale's best work. That game was phenomenal. It's honestly, I never heard of the Fable series, and it made me
it was
go
called
and
Wolf of Wall Street originally.
Yeah.
They adapted it based off the movie.
It made me go back and actually read the Fables comics because that game was so damn good. And I'm hoping that outside of the movies, it brings more people into wanting to find out more about the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's Telltale. That's the one I'm excited for. That's what I want. Let's just move away from what's happening because there's not enough information on anything. Shrike, what would you have them make? What Marvel character? What studio? It doesn't have to be Square. It doesn't have to be Telltale. Just what would be your ideal Marvel game that you want some studio to make? Oh, maybe even the Danger Kings.
Well, when they first it was rumored that they were going to be announcing a new Spider-Man game with Sony. The rumored developer at first was not Insomniac. Well, it was either Insomniac or Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch would have done a good job as well.
What has Sucker Punch made lately?
Infamous. They made Infamous.
Oh, that's them. Okay, that's right.
And also Rocket for the N64. It was a good game. I liked it.
Okay.
I'm unfamiliar with Rocket.
Yeah,
I don't. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to check it out. But okay.
I think they could handle they could do a pretty good open world game. So they could handle they're doing a big push for the Defenders right now. Well, the newest version of the Defenders, and they're starting with Defenders comics. I think a Sucker Punch doing a Defenders game focusing on street level crime.
Yeah.
While also bringing in more of the grittier drama of the Netflix series.
Oh yeah.
So I imagine everything else you're gonna be with Spider-Man and Avengers is gonna be, and especially Telltale, it's gonna be more safer and lighthearted.
Okay.
Telltale's not shy at all from going dark and deep on their stories. I don't know why you would assume it's gonna be safe and lighthearted, but
because of the property, I don't think Marty was dealing with the fact that he was raped and overcoming his previous trauma.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah. Did you play it?
It's it Doc and Marty? Is that why you had to go back?
Yeah.
No, but you have these more serious themes in Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. I'm sure he's going to go through some stuff. I just think I don't think Telltale's gonna go super hard on Guardians as far as I'm sure there's gonna be more serious moments, but just saying in terms of that versus what the Defenders is currently dealing with, it's a lot deeper.
What about you, Jillian? Do you think what Marvel game would you make and what studio?
Marvel game and what studio? I'd probably put. I don't know, because that's difficult. Because Marvel, it's one of those properties that they have so many things and so much to actually work with that giving it to any particular studio, something at least moderately decent if they have any passion for it's going to come out. They have a giant slew of characters. I haven't really thought about it too much, but I'd like to see more unsafe games. I would like to see what Clover would do, but Clover's gone forever. So
could have Platinum. Probably have Platinum take care of it.
But Platinum is they don't have any inspiration for their tie-in game, so they would just turn out to be another Legend of Korra.
Damn, shots fired.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Transformers game was decent.
I guess I'd like to see what Suda51 and Grasshopper could do with any of their properties. Absolutely any of them would be amazing. See a Suda51 Wolverine game, I'd just go nuts, but that's never gonna ever happen.
The game that I want Obsidian to do it. Mm-hmm. Obsidian made what did you say? Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas and Pillars of Eternity, I believe, and Pillars of Eternity 2, right? Is that
Pillars of Eternity 2, wasn't it the one they just kickstarted?
Yeah, that got funded in a day. Less than a day.
But they haven't made it. They're making it.
Well, they made Pillars of Eternity, which was fantastic. So Obsidian stories are always on point. They're actual programming skill is usually a little below, such as Alpha Protocol being broken as hell, and typically the fans will fix what's wrong with these games. But
no,
listen. But their stories are always the best. Like they took Fallout 3 and with New Vegas made you have that fun Fallout world, but actually have a story that was interesting through and through. So I want Obsidian to handle Jessica Jones game. And I want it to be based off the Netflix property, because I think that Netflix did a really cool thing by adapting it and making it easily digestible for the public. And I want her to just have this overarching just case where you actually have to use detective work, and your superpowers were used from a like Knights of the Old Republic style combat. I think would be super interesting. You could have you'd have street level crime. You'd have a villain that most people probably have never heard of, and I think with Obsidian they could do a really cool story with it.
Well,
what was your favorite Knights of the Old Republic?
Oh, it was 1 that was made by BioWare, but that.
Okay.
But not saying that. But 2 was incredibly interesting, and once again, fans fixed it and added a lot of the content back in. But
I didn't like your story. Like when you said that they were like always great at stories. Like I'm not very familiar with Obsidian besides Knights of the Old Republic 2, and Republic 2's story was just really boring. I hated the old lady from Dark Souls 2 from the future, Return to the Past, who follows you every day. Yeah. I hated Kreia and her son Kratos. I hated both of them.
The issue with Jessica Jones, like taking from the Netflix show, is that they're not wanting to tie it into any like specific. So like when I said like Defenders earlier, like I didn't think they'd tie it into the actual like Netflix Defenders, but like just a Defenders team. If you're adapting like the show, they don't want to tie it to like movies because they want to feel like it has to be constrained to like the launch or the release dates of movies.
Right. I mean, it doesn't have to be constrained either. It's its own story, but I would enjoy it to have like Kristen Rietter's likeness and just the general tone of the show. We don't need her to do voice acting or anything. I think the character itself is very...
Hold on, Kristen. We just need that pretty face of yours. Not any of that fucking talking coming from your mouth.
But
Scott.
Keep that shit shut.
But I think that she, just like the Guardians, is a character not many people from the public know outside of the one thing that just recently has come out. And so any story that she has had in the past, any adaptation of it would be interesting and it would feel fresh. Like as much as I love, like for example, the X-Men's Dark Phoenix saga, I don't need to see it butchered again. I don't need to see Uncle Ben die again. I don't need to, have the Fantastic Four like shit out something terrible. I want something new. I want the characters that I grew up reading, and I want a competent studio to handle it.
You grew up reading Jessica Jones?
No, I didn't grow up reading. I was
just 8-year-old Scott like Jessica Jones.
And Jessica Jones came out when I was like a teenager too. So
yeah.
I'm changing what I want to a VR game where you play as Uncle Ben's killer, and then just hiding from Spiderman every chance you get for his entire career as he grows more and more powerful. Iron Spidey, fuck! I gotta move out of New York now.
Right, but I mean,
only on PSVR.
I mean, overall, guys, I think we're all honest. I mean, we all want a good game to play. So, just wrapping it up, I'd say, Square, good for you. Show us something worthwhile, and that's yeah. Julian was just done with it. Yeah. So, but yeah, Square, do what you do. Telltale, good luck with the Guardians universe. I'm excited for it, and. This has been episode 2 of Danger Talk. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks.
Danger Talk.